Hi Aquarius, thank you guys for the support. This is going to be your bonus reading because you guys got the most likes on the videos a couple weeks ago. Don't really have anything in mind for you guys. I think I'm going to start with the Celtic Cross and maybe go into things if I feel like some things need more details. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and start with that. I think your last reading that you guys gave the likes on were you want to reach out. So I do kind of have that in mind as I'm shuffling and preparing for this, but I'm also just like, well, we'll just see what this spread entails though, because I could end up hitting a different group of Aquarians. Your story could end up changing. Like, who knows? It's been a couple weeks, right? So let me go ahead and start shuffling and getting ready. Okay, so the situation is supposed to be a major arcana in this. So what I like to do is just shuffle, let cards pop out, and we'll build up until we get the major arcana. So we have the Five of Cups reversed, we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Hangman reversed. So what this is telling me is I think you're having a difference of opinion here, like in your opinion, like a change of opinion, or maybe you're just seeing a different light here. Like maybe a situation that you were really stuck on the negative and now you're just seeing like all the positive, right? And that may be why you're wanting to reach back out. I honestly don't remember much about um, that reading that I did because I've done a few readings since then. I keep thinking I should have watched it before, but oh well, we're here now. So with the Hangman, that is ruled by Neptune. So there could have been some sort of. This could have been more in your head. It could have been like illusions, things that you weren't seeing very clearly, and that can be why. That now that you're seeing things in a different light, you're like, oh, wait, this was a better situation than I thought it was. Maybe you just. One bad thing happened, and that's all you could see and maybe you just really amped it up and didn't see the rest of the good. Maybe I don't know. I don't really want to discount whatever it is that happened because it was bad enough to hurt you, but um, maybe it just didn't get worked through properly, you know. But for whatever reason, it's like you're able to see the other side now, like the positive in all this situation, and I feel like your feelings are changed about this. Could have been dealing with a Pisces. I don't remember if I said that already, or you could just have that in your chart. But let's go ahead and continue this spread. Okay, so I think I've gotten enough positions that I should at least talk about it. So with what's crossing it or what's challenging it, we got the Seven of Wands reversed. It came out reversed. So I think you're afraid that if you come out and talk to this person that you're going to end up just, it's going to end up escalating into a fight. Like that's what you're afraid of because maybe because of all this negativity in the past, but the influences you have, there's still a lot of passion involved in this relationship in whatever this is. Maybe it's not a relationship. Maybe you just didn't see eye to eye with a person. Maybe you just got discouraged from a hobby, a career path. I mean, I did see the Ten of Cups, so that is kind of like a happy home life. So that is kind of why I'm leaning more towards relationship. But you can always take this as it resonates. This could be a different situation, but this does feel like, if not a relationship, there is some sort of partnership because there is kind of a reconciliation energy in this. And with that Nine of Wands, you could have been dealing with a Leo, and it's like there's challenges that could be upon this situation. I don't know why I want to say it that way, but it's still like you want to charge in. In the past, I think you embraced your independence here. Like maybe you were when you were really focused on all the sadness and all the heartbreak and like maybe a sense of betrayal before you had this change of heart. This really feels like a change of heart. Um, it feels like, okay, I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna focus on me, focus on my abundance, focus on what makes me feel good, And with the goals with this Page of Swords reverse, I feel like you're going to you're going to unveil everything that you kind of came to realize. Like whatever this hidden knowledge, whatever you've been keeping secret, probably this change of heart that you've been keeping secret, like you want to be able to discuss this, you want to be able to talk about it, like the things that have been bothering you, because it's like you're seeing things in a different light, and now you kind of want a little bit of clarity, so you do want to talk more about this. What am I trying to say here? It's kind of like, now that it's like you had a aha moment. Now that you had that, it's like you're more intrigued in having a discussion at least. So this may not be a complete rekindling of the situation. It may be more of a you're wanting to talk about, like, what were all the aspects, because maybe you drew your own conclusions and now you're realizing, like, maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't see the whole picture, maybe you only saw what you saw and came to the conclusion based on what you saw, you know what I mean? Could have been dealing with an air sign. Anyway, let me draw for a couple more positions. So in the near future, we have the Ace of Cups. I think one of you is about to make a move. One of you is about to make an offer. And if this isn't a love offer, this is at least maybe a chance for closure, you know? Like because for some of you, maybe you don't want to reconnect up to that level. Maybe you just want to be good and not hate the person. But you could have been dealing with a water sign, by the way. And while I'm saying signs, Sagittarius and Taurus are coming up. But with the Temperance card being how you approach this, and maybe you're trying to think of a compromise, maybe you're just trying to think of the best way to approach this. What is the most reasonable decision to make in this? With the cups there, I just kind of saw, like, it kind of being a preparation for this moment. Like, I think you're the one, since this landed and how you're approaching this, I actually think you're the one that's going to extend this offer, whatever that is for you. I mean, it is Ace of Cups, so you really could be rekindling this connection here, but you could also just be trying to heal the connection. Like, I could see that going either way, because there was some damage done, you know? And I guess take that how it resonates. But with your external environment, I kind of just see this being like, leave the past in the past. Like, being someone who's just like, no, leave the past in the past. Like, that's how it's done. Like, you need to do things how they're done. You left it in the past, you need to leave it in the past. You don't go back. You keep moving forward. Like, that's how things are done. Like, you got someone who's really stubborn and just, like, they're like, this is how things are done and you need to do it type of energy. When you try to go to them for, like, advice for this situation, you're like, okay, but, like, this is what I want to do. And you're like, and they're just like, no, but don't do it. So, you're like, okay, but you're not being helpful to my situation. That's kind of how I'm taking this right now. And I'm not going to lie, this may be fueling why you want to reach out, because it may be making you want to rebel against this. I'm getting that a little bit there. So you may want to address your motives for reaching out here. Like, I think you initially wanted to reach out, but is this fueling it? You know? How much of it is just you, and how much of it is your need to rebel against someone telling you what to do and what not to do? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next position. Before we move on to the next position, because for some of you, I feel like this could just be healing the connection. Some of you, this could be rekindling. I kind of feel like clarifying that one. So that's what I'm going to do next. You know, sometimes I like to say that the Knight of Cups has fuckboy energy, but I think that's just from like a astrology class I went into, because the Knight of Cups can be Scorpio, right? And not all Scorpios are that. It's just like Scorpios rule the genitalia, and the Nine of Cups cup can sometimes be empty in some cards. Um, and that's where that reference is coming from. So, but I'm kind of getting this more as this was really unexpected. And I think they're gonna. I think this is all love offer, because there's passion here with the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of excitement, and there is a little bit of romance here now with the Knight of Cups. That does kind of feel like blind romantic, but like it's also like part of me is like, I don't know. But with that Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups combo, like, I don't think it's really the worst. Like, I think it's just my little stigma I've put on the Nine of Cups, I think. Because sometimes, I mean, usually the Knight of Cups has good intentions. Sometimes it can just fall through, you know? But I think this is trying to give love another chance here. Okay. So definitely trying to give love another chance. And this may be coming up in this way because it may just be talking about an awareness of needing to take it slow after the Tower. Like with the Knight of Cups being there, it may, and the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, like being so hard there, a lot of passion, a lot of love. Maybe the past really bringing back up. There may just be a need to be like, okay, but don't forget to work through the things of the past. Don't bring the same energy as the past into the situation. If this is a rekindling, like, I don't know. I was thinking, like, do I know any relationships that have worked out that have been like couples getting back together? There has to be some, but obviously you want to try. But I do feel like this Knight of Pentacles is an advice card for this, so maybe it could. It's just like okay, don't try to jump back into where you were. This isn't a game. You didn't save your spot, right? Like, you're going to have to build back up. You're going to have to take your time with this connection again. It's like you're restarting this connection. You're not getting right back to where you are. So I guess it's kind of a warning to you, or if the other person has that energy, if this is the approach you want to take. Because it does feel like there's going to be a lot of love, there's going to be a lot of passion, there's going to be a lot of excitement, and that's okay, but just be aware there's stuff to work through too with that Tower. Like, and I think that's part of that initial energy with your change of thought here, with your change of whatever this was that was really hurtful to you initially, and now you're just like, but I think I want to give this another chance for whatever reason. There's still stuff to work through, so don't act like there's not, basically, is what I'm getting off of this portion of it. And it may not just be on your end. They may have hurt feelings that they don't need to just ignore. They need to bring up too, and they need to work through as well. So anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to the last two cards of this spread. Okay, so then the hopes and fears, like, you're hoping that that the truth and clarity will come out of this situation, that you'll be able to have a good conversation out of this, and there won't be defensiveness, lying, deception, or a need to protect yourself. Or the other person won't be so defensive, one or the other. Like, you're hoping it'll just be a clear the air situation. Hey, can we have a conversation? Can we talk? Oh, by the way, I don't think I said all the signs that came out. So fire in general, Aries, Scorpio. I did say Scorpio earlier with this one. Taurus. Now we have Libra. So yeah, that's what you're hoping for. you're I think that kind of goes back to the challenge. You're afraid that this is gonna come out in a fight. Someone's gonna be defensive, maybe deceptive. They'll either see you that way, like defensive or deceptive, or you will see them that way. It's just kind of not the best energy to have a productive conversation when the hope for this is to have a clearing the air. Hey, can we just talk about this? Let's talk your side. I want to talk my side. Like, um, can something come of this, or can we just get closure? Like, I I do think honestly, now that we got to that part, I think at a minimum you want to be good, but I do think you're pulling more towards the you want to rekindle, but you at least want to be good. Like, you don't want to feel shitty about this connection anymore. And of course, I'm doing a general reading, so there could be that could also, like I said earlier, that could be some of you wanting to be good, some of you wanting to be in the relationship, but for some of you that could just be like, I won't expect the relationship. My goal is to be good, but it would be awesome if we could get in the relationship. Like, that is like a secret hope for you, you know? Okay, so for the outcome, you have the Death card, you have the Moon, and you have the Ten of Wands reversed. So basically, what I'm saying for this is no matter, this isn't like a clear, you guys are getting back together outcome if that's what you're hoping for here. But I do see this kind of being an emotional release in it. There may be secrets that are no longer secret here. And I kind of see that here, maybe the whole whatever's really been bothering you, whatever's really been burdening you, you're going to be able to unload it. And they may be able to as well. Like, the things that are affecting you emotionally, I think you are just unwinding and just, I don't think you're taking it out on them. I think it's more of like getting it out in the air and finally being able to express yourself. Maybe you didn't really express yourself too much for some reason, one reason or another, during the relationship. Maybe they didn't, and I kind of feel like um, the outcome is a kind of a release of the things that have been burdening you. I know that's not a clear like thing, but I do think that's kind of that's part of the goal here for you guys, because you know, even with that Ace of Cups, for some of you, you just want to be healed. Some of you do want to rekindle. So, um, let's see. What do I want to do here? I feel like there's more. Um, do I want to do advice? Yeah, I think I'll do it. Let me think about it. I don't know if it's ready for advice, but I feel like something's missing here. Okay, I kind of felt like drawing like um, if you're dealing with this, like how will it go if you're trying to reach out romantically? Um, now keep in mind this is a general reading, but um, it's just what I'm seeing. So I went fire, earth, air, water. So with fire, we got the whole Knight of Cups. So like I said with the Knight of Cups earlier, it's just kind of like, especially with this Ten of Swords reverse, it's like there may be a need to redirect to the conversation a lot of, hey, we need to focus on fixing this. Like, I felt betrayed. Maybe they felt betrayed. Maybe they don't want to talk about it. Maybe they just want to like live in the moment and live in the passion type of thing, live in the excitement of, oh, hey, you're back. This is feeling really good, and ignoring the problem at hand. Maybe you'll feel that of just wanting to just live in the excitement. And that is kind of a thing here. I don't want to say red flag, but a warning signal here. Like, don't get comfortable in the like passion, the heat of the moment, because it does feel like this connection is very hot and heavy. Like you may be very attracted to this person. You may be very, um, there may be a lot of love in this one, a lot of promises, a lot of sweet talk in this connection. And it's like, okay, we need to redirect it. It's something that needs to, you may lose yourself in this connection, and it may be the other person that just keeps doing it. However, it is, it's just kind of a reminder, hey, we need to address this if this is something that you need to, if you want to rekindle and if it ends up working out. Now, with the earth signs, with the Tower reverse and the death card, I take that as, now, I think the earth sign may be cool with your whole approach of, you know, we can talk, we can get closer, we can try to lay this to rest, but I don't think they're trying to get back with you, right? That's kind of how I see that. I felt like saying the signs, but like I got fire and there's a water sign. There's Scorpio, Earth, there's Scorpio, Aries, Scorpio. There's a lot of Scorpio and Aries here. I mean, with air, it's fire and Sagittarius specifically. So I'm like, I don't know if it really fits. With water, it's Capricorn. So whatever. Anyway, so back to this. The air signs, I think this one's a little bit more of a, okay, we can cooperate, we can talk. And I think this one's more of a, okay, let's talk it out. They may be a little excited to talk to you again. They may be a little excited to see you. They may have missed you, you know. It seems like the fire and air may have missed you. Earth and water don't. Earth seems like they're more willing to work on the closure with you. Water seems like they got a problem with you. Like, just to be honest, like this Queen of Pentacles, like it's normally not a bad card, but it just kind of seems like, nah, I'm good on my own. Especially with a combination being the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. They're just like, nah, I'm gonna hold on to this grudge. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good and I don't want to address you. Like, you don't exist to me. Goodbye. Like, you know, they're going to have that type of attitude. I don't think you're really going to get far with the water sign. So, what do we want to do from here? I wanted to give a good bonus rating to show appreciation for the likes. So, is there anything else? Do I want to do advice in this situation? I feel like I kind of did advice on each one a little bit here, but I guess what we could do is advice if you're approaching the fire sign, advice if you're approaching an earth sign, advice if you're approaching an air sign, advice if you're approaching a water sign. No one can, I'm not doing this live. I almost asked, how's that sound? But like, I guess we'll do that. Yeah. Let me know if you like that in the comments. Okay, so starting with the fire signs, we have Knight of Swords in full, which thinking about it, it's funny. That's on you. That's Aquarius energy. Now, the Fool, some people see that as Aries, but I like to say Aquarius because the Fool is a Uranus card, and that is Aquarius. But anyway, so getting into it, I think you have a mindset of wanting to go into this with like, oh, let's just start fresh and new. Let's go on a new adventure, a new journey. Like, let's not even talk about the past. And it's like, nah, you're going to have to be direct and like honest about. I don't think this approach is needed. Like, this was actually reversed, and I think the attention was needed on the Knight of Swords. You're going to have to be direct, honest. You're going to have to communicate. And I think you're wanting to avoid that. I honestly think the Knight of Cups energy is a little bit of you just wanting to have that new fresh start and just say the beautiful things that will avoid the conflict, that will avoid getting into the nasty energy of the past, basically. Now, that could always be reversed. This is a general rating, but that's kind of what I'm getting, especially with this being two Aquarian cards. But anyway, now if you're dealing with a Taurus, I'm not gonna lie, this combination kind of makes me feel like you need to own your shit with the King of Wands and the High Priestess. So, if there was something that you did in the relationship and you don't feel like owning, it's like if you want this to be a respectful conversation, and I feel like that's all that this is really gonna be, you're gonna have to own your shit. Like, no secrets, put it out there. What did you do? You know? Um, why did you do it? There may have been a little betrayal on your end in this one. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you just need to expect them to own their shit. Um, if that isn't the case for you, but I do get I just heard own your shit when those two popped out together. So, again, with the air signs, kind of take it as it resonates because it's kind of like it depends on what side of the fence you're on. I see this as a need to change perspective with this Hanged Man card or the Hanged One card. The two cards that came out was the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So, for those of you that were dealing with an air sign when you were in that relationship, you could have been so lost in that relationship that you were kind of dependent on them for happiness. And that's what needs to change. You need to make sure you are good on your own. You're still doing like hobbies or whatever that you enjoy on your own. Or there's also an element of being so self-absorbed that like you didn't do shit for the other person. I feel like it's one or the other. Like there wasn't a good balance in this. Like either you had no emotional independence or you were so like hyper independent that like there was no connection with the other person. You were just like, I don't need you like all the time. It's like, why are you even trying to be with them then? You know? Um like good. It's good that you need that you're on your own, but like what is that? It's like you wouldn't participate. You wouldn't do anything for the other person out of a fear of like this independence being taken away from you. And I think there's some things that need to be changed based on that in this advice. So, and I'm not gonna lie, the water signs with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups, you're probably better off walking away, especially with them having that. Uh, especially if you feel like still approaching this, and they're not letting go of that conversation at all. I'm sorry, they're not letting go of the pain at all. You can't have the conversation with them at all. Probably better just to walk away, right? So anyway, hopefully this helped. I did this a little differently than I usually do with the little breakdown of what element you're dealing with. Let me know if you liked it, if it resonated. Thank you guys for liking the video a couple of weeks ago, liking the most likes, getting the most likes, whatever. And I hope you guys enjoyed your bonus reading.